Good morning. So this is the demo video for the Multicultural Youth Circle. Basically what I've done is taken the information that you had sent to me and slotted it into the database where I thought it should go. The way to look at this is just as a starting point. I'm going to walk you through where I've put stuff and sort of how it fits together. And then from there we'll start to make changes based on your feedback and your correction of my interpretation of how things are, or where things are supposed to go to and from. For you guys, there's essentially two areas you're going to be dealing with. There's the client information here and the workshop information. Let's start with the client information and look at the information that it's set up to collect from a client when you enter them into the database. Now, this is none of this stuff is mandatory. You may collect it at various stages, but this is what we have in a client registration form right now. So up at the top here, you'll see Multicultural Youth Circle, September 30th, Vancouver. A place for a client number. That's the system's client number. It'll fill in automatically. You don't have to worry about that. We can hide that if you don't want to see it, but some people do, so that's why it's there. Then we have first name, last name, preferred name, and I don't think on yours you had preferred name, if I'm remembering correctly, but a number of other programs did, so I wanted to throw it on yours as well. If you want to hide it, I can get rid of it. Age, gender, address. Sorry, going back to age there, if you wanted to switch that to a birth date, the system could always calculate someone's age. Or if you have age ranges that you're trying to capture and report on, it's much better to switch that to a list of those ranges that people can pick from, and then producing reports is pretty straightforward from that. Gender, address, city, postal code, phone number, cell phone number, email address, country of birth. What cultural group do you identify with? Right now that's just a box that you type into, but if it can be switched to a drop-down box or a check box, then it's much better for reporting and filtering purposes. Languages spoken. You had other languages spoken. You had languages spoken. This question I had used somewhere else. I'm not sure why there was the word other in front of it, but maybe we take the other out and just call it languages spoken. I have to go back and review why we called it other languages spoken. But nonetheless, on these ones you can check off multiple languages. Fluent in reading and writing in, again, the same list of languages. Date of arrival in Canada. Highest level of education. Where did you receive your highest level of education? What school did you attend? Grade, occupation and employment. And then we had parent/guardian's name, address if different, presumably than the client's name. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be parent, guardian, home phone, work phone, fax, and cell phone. Who referred you to this program? Again, if you can come up with the checkbox of places, or the list of places that you normally get people from, it's much better for reporting, and from an inputting perspective as well, it's much better to do that. You can always have an other to catch those places where you don't know, a place you don't have a checkbox for. Contact number of referrer. I called it contact number of referrer, excuse me. One moment. Show you why I did that. Where are you? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So who referred you to this program, and then contact number, which I presume is of the person that referred you to the program. Do you use any other ISS of BC programs, and why are you interested in the MyCircle program? So this form essentially follows along this one, capturing all that information. The second portion is the workshop portion, and this part I may have slightly wrong, but we can adjust it. I was looking at this document here, where I say, what group gatherings do you run, and you listed out 3 of them: leadership training, peer support groups, and community circle clubs. And then under each one you have a list of topics that are covered off. So I sort of combined that with this flyer up here, where you've got session 1s through 12s, the times for them, and the dates. And I sort of presumed that perhaps on July 15th you're talking about a MyCircle introduction. On July 16th you're talking about self-awareness. July 17th or whatever it was, communication skills. So each day within that period sort of has its own topic. Those obviously on the fly. Down here, you in all these trade into the following category, and most of what's listed out among these different categories are topics that are covered off up here. So I thought you might be trying to come up with a list of generic titles, so to speak, for the stuff that can happen within each one of these. So that's sort of what I've done. If it's wrong, though, we can change it. So let's we'll use, just as an example, let's use leadership training, right? So before we can actually put people into a leadership training session, we have to create the actual session. So to do so, we'll click on the Add Workshops, and here's what it's collecting for us right now. The start date, so let's say this one started on October the 7th. The end date, I don't know how long, I'm not sure what the appropriate date there would be, but just so you can see, let's go to November 1st. Group number I'm going to hide, you guys just don't need that, so I'm going to get rid of it. Start time, and I think you had on here, you had 9:30 to 4:30 p.m. each day. And then under here you can see program, and it's got each of the different ones or main groups that you had listed out there. So let's pick the leadership training one. A facilitator, so who's the ISS of BC responsible for this, the location that it's being run at, the maximum number of people, don't worry about that part right now. Create a schedule for these days, so it looked like it was run Monday through Friday, so I'm just going to check off weekdays. And then this one down here is important for you guys as well. To track daily attendance, there's two ways to do it. A checkbox indicating that someone attended or did not attend, or drop-down list where we can put in kind of whatever statuses you want on a specific day for a specific individual in terms of their participation there. Now in your document here, I saw somewhere each time they come in position. Here we go. Did they stay for half or all of the session? Now the reason that's important is because when we pick these two things, if we pick the one that says check boxes to record attendance, it's either a yes or no, they showed up or didn't show up. There's no half a check to indicate they showed up half a day. So I'll show you what I put in instead, and again we can alter this, but for now I'm going to pick this one here. It says use drop down list of statuses to record attendance. So start date, end date, start time, end time, the program being run, the days of the week we want to schedule the program on, and we're going to use the drop-down list of statuses to record attendance. And I'm going to click Save. So now that leadership training session exists, and we can enroll people in it. So I'm going to click on Enroll. I'm going to look up someone that we can enroll in it. Check them off, and click Add. And let's find somebody else as well. And click Add. Okay, so you can see what it's done here. It's enrolled those two people in this session. It goes from Monday, October 7th to Friday, November 1st, and you can see there's an attendance for each day. Now what some of my clients do is what I've done here for you, where you can indicate the number of hours someone was actually present for. So I just put in 0 through 8 just for demonstration purposes. It defaulted to 8 because that's what I set the default to be. You sort of set the default to what is going to be the most likely outcome for most people, so that when you're updating attendance, you only have to come and change the ones that actually did something different than what you expected them to do. But if Susan was only here for half a day, we click 4 hours and click Save. So now it knows on Monday, October 7th, she was here for half a day. Now, like I said, I did that because of that little note you had in here. Did they stay for half a day or for the whole session? If you don't want the actual hours in there, if you don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we can put maybe like an A for absence, H for half a day, and F for full day or something like that. It doesn't have to be numbers in here. I just threw something in so I could show you what was the possibilities. So anyways, we can think about a little bit about what you guys want to be in there. So you can record the attendance for each person on each day. Now, in terms of recording what actually was covered on those particular days, you'll notice that all these up here are links. And if I were to click on any one of them, we see those same options that you had listed out down here, right? Leadership, team building, group dynamics, communication skills. Team building, group dynamics, communication skills. So we can say on, what day did I pick there? On Monday, October 7th, we covered team building and group dynamics, and submit my answers. On Tuesday, we're covering off a bit more group dynamics and communication skills. On Wednesday, we're covering off, this, that, and the other thing, and so forth and so on. So you could actually indicate on each day the topics that would have been covered on those particular days. So you can capture that information that way. I think that's it for you guys, with the exception of this portion's here. At every session, aside from initial application, we record sort of a survey of how things were done on that particular day. There's a couple of options for doing this kind of thing. We can either attach a note directly to an individual saying this is how they responded to the particular questions for a particular day, so it's not anonymous at all. We can create sort of generic links where it will still be attached to the workshop, but it won't be attached to a specific individual. Or we can create a survey that's not even attached to the workshop at all. It's just a generic survey for capturing statistical stuff. So it kind of just depends on what it is you're trying to accomplish with those surveys. They're fairly easy to put together and to stick in there, but that's one of the things we'll need to chat about when we have our conversation. So that's it for now. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.